G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road and today me and the tribe are up at Movie World on the Gold Coast, Hollywood on the Gold Coast. Now I'm going to give you a full tour of everything that's inside, catch as many rides as I possibly can and give you an idea of whether or not this is a great experience to have with the kids while you're up on the Gold Coast. Let's go. Alright, so here we are at the entrance. Come in, so it's the end of the day. It's quite wet as you can see. It didn't rain all day, it did rain at the end of the day. And look, I've got mixed feelings for how the day went. I'm going to talk you through the pros and the cons and give you all the advice and tips that I can, just if you're considering doing it or not. I mean, the kids have had a really good time. They've been on heaps of rides. I've been on heaps of rides. I've had a good time, but not everything has been as good as I would like it or as good as I remember it. So I think it's worth pointing out I was here probably 3 or so years ago and it's changed quite dramatically. So a lot of the things we were looking forward to, we couldn't do anymore, which I'll talk through on this. And obviously there's two types of people that I'm talking to right now. There's the people who are thinking about getting the big theme people, the mega pass, the Wet and Wild, Sea World, Paradise Country and Movie World. I've got reviews of all of them on the channel. And there's people who are just coming here just for Movie World. So obviously if you've already got the mega pass and you can come here multiple times and it mitigates a lot of the criticisms because you can just pick the eyes out of it, right? So when we got here this morning, 5 of the roller coasters I was expecting to ride, I was looking forward to, weren't running. 5. And 4 of them stayed off all day. Now one was the Green Lantern. Now it was an unscheduled issue. There was something that went wrong a couple of days ago and they just couldn't get it fixed in time. So, and the weather's been probably not helping very much at all. Now, I did go on this a few years ago. I remember it being lots of fun, I remember it being lots of fun, but I can't really remember the experience, just that it was fun. Then we have this, the DC Rivals one down here, so we'll just try to do it in as linear a fashion as we can. So right down the end here, we have this HyperCoaster. The only HyperCoaster in the Southern Hemisphere, I believe. Or at least it was when they built it. And in my opinion, the best roller coaster in Australia. So this is awesome. It's just so awesome. It's an absolute experience. It's terrifying. The first time you do it is absolutely terrifying because you come over that ledge there and you literally drop towards the parking lot vertically out of your seat. And then you end up out of your seat a whole bunch of times as you go through it. And a 90-second ride, it's really long. You go 115 k's an hour, I think. And it's just spectacular fun. It's a long wait. It can, even on a day like this, which is not in school holidays and pretty wet and muggy, it was still at least an hour, if not an hour and a half wait to get on it. So if you're going to use pay for fast track, I think it's $149 for fast track. That's the one that's going to really benefit because you can just run around in circles on it basically. But that is a standout ride by a country mile out here. Now in here you've got the Justice League. So this is a 3D kind of shooting game. So you sit in like a cart and you go around and with the guns in your hand and you shoot at targets. It's actually more, it sounds like a bit of an older kind of experience, but actually it's the younger kids that really get into it. Like, people who just get into video games and that type of thing. So and that one's obviously out of the rain too, which is a benefit. So that's what you get on this side of the park. Now as we go back towards the entrance, we're going to go past the Batman Tower. And this was also closed today. Now this one was scheduled to be closed, so it was on the website. It was clear that this one wasn't going to be on. So it's a bit disappointing, but what do you do? So the tower, but you don't really need to be told too much about what the experience is like. It just drops. And you're either into that or you're not. So I find them really freaky. I'm fine with the roller coasters, but I find those really freaky for some reason. You know, as we go through this main drag here, which is beautiful, it's a nice beautiful entrance, you know, kind of do its Disney thing. There's the Batwing space shot. Now through here they've got one of the new rides. So this was not here a few years ago. Sorry, the music wasn't going before, but they've just started slamming it on. Right, so here you've got the Flash Speed Force. It's a new one. And it's like a half pipe experience, and you sit down and it spins you as you go up and down. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not showing you it in action POV style. You know, it's because they do not let GoPros or cameras of any kind on any of the rides here.
Hey there folks, it's your Adsy Bazzy speaking. Just advising folks, we are experiencing an operational delay with the ride. My maintenance team are currently en route to help us rectify the situation. Just sit tight folks, we'll have that board and platform moving again for you very shortly. Once again folks, we are just experiencing a delay. Just sit tight, we'll have the ride moving again shortly. Thank you.
Decision made.
It's kind of actually good that we heard that, because it's one of my criticisms is that you got so many things that are broken in the middle of the day. The raft ride the river ride was down for ages. The DC Rivals was down for the first half of the day, then it came back on. This one's just shut down with people on it. There's seats missing. There's broken rows in the 4D theatre. There's heaps of seats that can't be used. Yeah, it's a lot of just like stuff like that. But the kids really love that ride. It doesn't have fast track though, so that's just something to know. So I was saying the GoPros, I don't know you're on, but it's just. I don't think it's a movie world. I feel sorry for them. I feel like there's been some government fallout from after the Dreamworld tragedy, and I also think it's insurance. Like they probably just said, oh, if you let GoPros on, then the premium goes up to this. It'll be something like that, but it doesn't make any sense. So like, wouldn't let me strap a GoPro to my chest on any ride? Because they're like, oh, it might come off, but then you can wear a watch or a bracelet or a wristband or all these other things, and they're much more likely to come off. Well, these GoPros do not come off. You know, they're built to go on the side of jets and stuff. So anyway, but it's good to know, like, don't bother bringing your gear, they won't let you use it anyway. All right, so this is a Superman. This is also close to maintenance. This was scheduled. This is one of those 5 roller coasters that the kids and everyone was really excited on going on. We should have probably looked earlier to find out. But it's really a shame because it's such a great ride. So it shoots out of this building like this, up there, and you kind of shoot up over it. So you're not under it, you're over it. And then you come out at the blocks and then drop right down. It's a really fun ride. So it was a real shame. My daughter, when we were here last time, she was probably 8 and she pulled out, didn't want to go on it. This year she was all psyched up to do it and no joy. So as we get to the back of the park, I'm going to talk you through some of the things that are really disappointing they've changed, but it's not all bad news. So one of the things that's really good is that they've added this Wizard of Oz section, and this didn't exist a couple of years ago. And they've done a really good job with it. So I'll walk you through, and I apologise if I have to end up overdubbing this, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that Warner Brothers is going to copyright infringe me with having music in the background. So it'd be so cool if that Superman was going over your head right now. So you used to come down the back here. Right? And I'll just wait till we pass the music. So check this out. So they built this full emerald city in here. Yeah, it's really cool actually. They've done a really good job. This is the theme. They've themed it. A theme park with a theme. With the golden bridge. Golden Brick Road, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. And the Emerald Castle, when you go in there, it's really spectacular inside. Yeah, so this used to come out this side of the Superman, and used to be, I swear it was a Batman ride, but you were hanging from the chair, and I went indoors, and it was really, really fun. It was a really fun ride, but that's gone, it's been torn down. So that's one of the rides that's disappeared, and these new ones have been added. So I'll just take you through here, so you can get a look at...
Wait, where's that? I don't want to...
So you've got this Wicked Witch ride, so you enter through the Emerald Castle. The purple one is the Wicked Witch ride, and that's where you hang from the chair, and it's not as cool as going inside, like the old one that used to be here, but it's definitely no mug, it's really good fun. But they'll end up going on that more than any other. And then this yellow and orange one is, what do they call it, a Twister. And again, it's got this awesome themed entrance, and it kind of pulls you up and drops you, then sends you up backward, and you sends you up and then the other side, and then you drop backwards again and go around the whole thing backwards. I don't know why the orange one isn't running. They just had one running, but the queue actually wasn't too bad at any point during the day anyway. Maybe that's why. And all the photos and so forth through here. So you can see this new Wizard of Oz section. I think they've done a really good job with it. And it's definitely a highlight. And at first, when I went around to some of the rides that I used to want to go on, or I really wanted to go on from last time, and they were all kind of shut down or closed, I was a bit disappointed. And then we came across this section. I was like, oh, okay, so they've added stuff as well. All right, anyway, let's go back to the front. Alrighty then, we're back at I guess the main roundabout. Let's head this way. So we're walking down. They've only just put that music on at the end. It wasn't on all day, I swear. So you come through this big undercover bit. Now, oh geez, it's so loud. Let me get past these speakers and the bubbles. It's actually excruciatingly loud. So the last time that we did come here, it was just super hot. It was like baking, middle of January. And so this shade offers relief from both the rain, but also from the intense heat. And you do a lot of walking here. It's a park with large distances between rides. Down here you got like all the kind of shops, souvenir shops, food shops, toilets, guest services is over there. You go into guest services, there's a height chart. It'll show you all the rides you can go on. And if you've got a kid that's marginal, you can go in there and get a special wrist pass that basically says, yes, she's of height. So you don't get hassled every time you go to a ride, so that's pretty handy. In here, they got a 4D experience. It was different last time we were here. I can't remember what it was. I think it was SpongeBob. Now this time it's Wizard of Oz, and it just has like there's like seats in there that move and shake, and you wear 3D glasses. I didn't think it was very well done, to be honest. The seat only moved a couple of times, really, and the 3D effect was very minor. But it was nice to sit down for a little while, and obviously the Wizard of Oz is awesome, so you get to see a bit of that. So yeah, like I had a couple of interesting experiences on this trip out here, which weren't so great. The first one is that some of the staff seem to not know what's going on a lot of the time. So I've had staff tell me one thing, like, oh, you can go in this line, or you can go in this queue, or you can use your GoPro, and then go to the next staff member and they're like, no, you can't do that, you can never do that. Why would you think you could do that? And you can mention it to them, and they literally say to you, oh, this happens every time. They tell us one thing and then someone says something else, and so that seems to be a problem I need to fix, because that was very frustrating. There's some cafes around here, by the way, some old cars. A good, nice open space out of the heat. This goes two ways. You can go down that way to the kids section, that's where we'll end up. And you can go this way to some more rides. In here is the Hollywood stunt driver experience. This is actually really cool. It's actually really kind of fun. They do a really good job. It hasn't changed for years. I think it was the same when I came here as a kid. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice opportunity. It's shaded, it's out of the rain, it's out of the sun. You can sit down, have something to eat, watch the show. It's only on twice a day, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I thought it was actually really fun. Now the other thing, one other complaint that I really wish I'd address is, this happened to me more last time. This time my kids are old enough to just kind of almost run away on their own. But the first time I came here, like I was babysitting kids, right? They had to have parents on them the whole entire time. And basically what happens is that you, the paying parent, doesn't get to go on anything. And then you get these small opportunities during the day where you can just like leave, like someone can solo parent and you can run off to try and do like the DC Rivals ride, for example, and then wait in a queue for an hour and a half. And I just really think that if you're buying a family ticket or whatever, they should just give each parent just 1 or 2 fast track coupons, you know, just one ride, like not all day, just so that they can get their money's worth. Just so at least one time during the day you can just head off and go on, you know, 1 or 2 good roller coasters and then go back to, you know, the kiddie section and hanging around with the kid. Anyway, this is the Scooby-Doo ride, which is closed. So this is one of the other 5 roller coasters that I really want to go on that is closed. And this one is apparently more or less permanently closed. My son is of the belief that they are redoing it, and they have been redoing it for over a year and a half. It's a real shame. That ride was fantastic, really, really good, really, really different. Like it's a whole like mouse, you know those mousetrap ones? It's a whole mousetrap-like experience, but it's completely indoors, and you go forwards and backwards, and there's flashing lights and everything. It was an epic experience. So it's such a shame that it's not working. I really hope they rebuild it. But if it's already been a year and a half, that's a real shame. And then down here we have where the old rides used to be that have all been torn down. It's just kind of almost like just desolate. It's a shame that they don't have anything up saying this is what we're doing with this awesome space that's now doing nothing. So if memory serves correctly, here where this green fence is, there used to be like one of those giant claws, you know, the ones that go right up into the air and then spin you around in circles and loops. I believe that was what was there. And up there, I think that was part of that I'm sure it was Batman, roller coaster that started behind Superman indoors and then came flying out, and then you're hanging from it, and it was indoor sections and outdoor sections, and it's looping around there. So it's just gone. I'm not sure why, I'm not sure what's happened there. But it's a bit of a problem because queues here are a massive issue. And when you have a day like this, even though it's low crowd today, when you have a situation where basically, you know, a bunch of the roller coasters have gone down or whatever, then you're basically pushing all of the crowd into just a few rides. So those rides that would normally be not that queuey, also got huge queues. So you need more variety. So I'm glad that they've added that Wizard of Oz section, that's fantastic. I'm glad they've added that Flash ride, that's fantastic. But they shouldn't have torn these ones down. They need more rides for the amount of people that let in here on any given day, especially in summer. Like, I've had friends come here in summer and basically say, like, we spent 3 hours and got one ride and just left. So that's what you're facing. Now, that's the middle of school holidays, right? In the middle of summer. So that's just, you just need to know. Now, if you're getting a mega pass, then you don't have to do that. You can just come at the end of the day, pop up here at 3 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon, do a strike mission, hit as many rides as you can when half the people have left, and then, you know, go somewhere else. And then come back the next day and do it again. You've got that option available to you. But if you're actually just buying that single theme park, and the queues become a problem. All right, so right at the back here, we have, sorry, it's just started raining, so I'm just trying to shelter the camera, so I apologise. Just check to make sure, hello, make sure there's no water beads on that. All right, so down here is the Wild West Falls. This is a log ride experience. It does have a fast track option. It's very family friendly, and it's really quite cool. It's a lot bigger than it looks. It's just closed down for the day actually, but yeah, it looks like it just takes you up and then spins you around and drops you back down. But I can assure you there's heaps going on behind there. It's really actually a very, very fun ride. This is absolutely one of the highlights, an experience not to mix, and you don't get that wet. Sometimes on these rides you get saturated, but on this one you don't get that wet. So that's good. All right, now let's head back to that central area. Here's to look at some of the food prices for you. So you get $25 basically for a general meal. And let's have a look over here. Fish and chips, $23. Kids DIY taco kit, $16. Bowl of chips, $13. So I mean, obviously theme park prices, but not horrific. I mean, it's fast food, but. So here we are back in the centre. I'm pretty sure they do parades and stuff down here. There's a lot of like photo opportunities before, like Superman and Batman. I saw Catwoman, saw Marilyn Monroe at one point. So I actually haven't seen it come through though, but I swear last time I was here they had a parade. Some lockers over here, so you can put some stuff away. There's lots of little nooks and crannies over here, heaps of food options, beer options. One of the interesting things about the food that I found was a bit disappointing was that on the website, we had a look beforehand and we're like, look, you know, we don't want to eat fast food, we just don't want to eat. So we thought, like, what can we bring with us? And so we looked on we've actually bought a barbecue chicken and we're just going to make some sandwiches and take it along with us. And then on the website it said no sandwiches. You can bring fruit and stuff, but no sandwiches. And we're like, okay. So we didn't bring any. And then we got here with some muesli bars and some apples. And not only did they not even check, but B, when we got here, there's a sign saying no commercial food. So you can't bring in McDonald's or Hungry Jack's or Pizza Hut or whatever. But the sandwiches are fine. So that's just something to know. Because that, in the end, we've been starving all day. By choice, obviously. There's plenty of food here, but you know, okay, we'll head down to the kids section over here. Sorry, I did just eat one of those muesli bars, and it's got I've got it's left dry muesli bits all down the throat. Awesome. All right, so down here is there's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There's a lot of Warner Brothers products like that just aren't here. That are really kind of weird. Like, where's Harry Potter? As in just one example. Surprised I haven't kind of gone down that route at some point. Right. So here's Warner Brothers Kids. So even my 9-year-old has really enjoyed down here. It's probably spent most of their time down here. My 9-year-old. There's an arcade that just is like a fully paid arcade. There's lots of extra ways to spend money here, kind of all your carnival games and arcades and so forth. No shortage of ways to upsell. Now in here, you've got a whole bunch of rides which go right down to like your youngest, you know, riders possible. But like I said, my 9-year-olds had a bit of fun here. So I'll walk you around and show you what it's like. Around here, we have obviously a merry-go-round, and we have this Roadrunner track. So this is like a nice stepping stone for some of the younger kids that want to step up to maybe a bigger roller coaster later in the day. It's actually the first ride we came and did, so all the kids kind of warmed up on this. And yeah, it's fine. It's a fun little ride. You know, it's not going to blow your socks off, but that's the point. And through here, you have the driving school, which is very popular. And on a hot day, this is a splash park on a hot day, just here. So we actually used it a fair bit when we came here in the middle of summer, just to go stand and get some mist on our faces and just try and chill out just for a second, get away from the heat. Like, it gets so hot up here. I've got the driving school, which I'll show you in a sec. Through here we've got Tijuana taxis. So these tiny little taxi cars, there's like little they go very slow. We give the kids an opportunity to drive a car, which is obviously very exciting. I watch Mum and Dad do it a lot. Through here we have the driving school. Kids love this. Younger kids absolutely love it, and even my 9-year-old really loved this one. Came back a couple of times to do it. So you just drives around the track, and it's a little kind of remake of the actual theme park in here. They don't go very fast. It's not, you know, you wouldn't go call it a go-kart or anything like that, but it serves a purpose, and they've done a really good job here for the little kids, I think. So it does give you that flexibility if you've got a family that's across the ages, of basically having something specific for the younger kids to do, but also then something for the big kids to run off to as well. Obviously no need for fast track or anything like that down here. I just want to show you just around the back that Marvin the Martian Cosmic Boom, which is a drop tower, a kid-friendly drop tower, doesn't go very high, but a very questionable sign here. Despite what the sign says, this is not the kind of parents' den you might have thought it might be. It is in fact just a place to do nappies, breastfeed, all that kind of jazz. So it's great that they've got that space. You've got the curtains over there if you want some privacy. So I think it's really good that they've got something like this. And then to round it out, sorry again for my throat. I've got a little train right here. Again, the train goes very, very slow, but you got to consider the age it's for. And it's got like a Roadrunner theme. I'm taking that to be a Roadrunner theme anyway. There you go. Yeah. And that is a full tour of the park. Actually, there's one more bit. Sorry, I forgot. This one's under wraps at the moment, but it's Sylvester and Tweety cages. Just a little kind of, little bit of air. Again, very kid friendly, but for the sake of completion, I wanted to show it to you. So there we have it, guys. That's my exhaustive tour and review thoughts of the Movie World, Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast here in Queensland, Australia. Look, you know, you really just need to know what your day's going to be like. You got to get a bit lucky here. You got to get a bit lucky with crowds. You got to get a bit lucky with the weather. You've definitely got to be lucky with the rides. You know, actually, you know, staying working all day. But if you do luck out, it's a heck of a day. And I remember the last time we came here, we had such a ball. Despite the long queues and everything, I remember just, you know, each ride, you know, the Superman ride, the Green Lantern ride, the DC Rivals ride, even the new rides now, the rides that closed down, the Scooby-Doo and that so forth. There's some really fun rides here, and in that DC ride was the best roller coaster in Australia. You've got to do. The log ride is also fantastic. There's plenty of good stuff here. Then there's also lots of empty space. There's a bit of areas that are just kind of like, I don't know, like not even in construction, just kind of like wasting away. You know, the shows, there's not as many shows as I feel like there used to be. The people walking around taking photos with the kids in all the suits and dress-ups, that wasn't quite there. There's obviously big Warner Brothers brands that aren't here at all. So it does, and the staff thing, the kind of having the staff like have conflicting instructions for you as well, was a bit of an issue. So there's absolutely room for improvement. I'm going to mitigate all of this by saying that it was Cyclone Alfred about 3 weeks ago. I don't know how big a role that's played in slowing down all of the construction and everything. It's also Easter school holidays in 2 weeks from now, which is probably the target goal for a lot of the construction and everything like that. So you do come here in the school holidays and in busy times, and you do absolutely have to deal with bigger crowds. But if you come here when it's off peak and it's quiet and it's raining and everything like that, you have to deal with rides not working. So yeah, you kind of do down if you do, down if you don't, in many ways. It's definitely a good option, I think, if you've got the theme park pass, to just strike late. So, rather than try and do it all in one day, give yourself a couple of days and then come in the afternoon after you've had a good feed and just get here as everyone else is tiring out and just try and hit as many as possible while the queues really start to drop. I think that's going to give you the best value for money and the best experience. At the end of the day, we have had fun. We've had fun. And even though not everything is as perfect as I think it could be, and there's lots of places that they can improve, that's probably all that really matters. And then you just got to decide whether or not you want to spend that budget on something that, may not quite hit where you want it to be, or whether that's fine as long as the kids have a fantastic time and you get a full day of rides in. All right, I'm Chris Stead. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos, including reviews of all the other theme parks up here. Until next time, I'm getting back on the road. You.